Alright.
see.
Hello everybody, welcome to CPL Match of the Week. I'm back once again as promised. I managed to rope in Finalsky to join me. Hello Finalsky, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, welcome to CPL Match of the Week. It's your first CPL Match of the Week cast, right?
Yeah, and I can't wait for it to be a part of it.
Yeah, well, it's very exciting. I reckon we're getting through these Week 8 games. Playoffs are almost over. Playoffs almost begun, rather. Regular season is almost over. It's only Week 9 that's being played now and Week 10 next week. Anyone in the chat, let me know, how's Finalsky's volume? Finalsky, you better say something so they know.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here, everyone, and I hope I can bring some great commentary along Neblime. Of course, it's my first time, so we will see how it goes.
I think it'll be great. Why are you casting this series as NCX? Oh, that's good. He's very slightly louder. Well, that's fine. I'll turn him down very slightly. That's what we'll do here. Okay. Alright, so we have Tier 1 here. Reaver vs. Notorious S.C.V. Now, as you can see here, there was one walkover, and there was one game that didn't get played. It's going to happen in regular CPL, that's fine. These things happen. It's hard to schedule these time zones. So that leaves us with just 3 series to play. And in Tier 1 here, Notorious S.C.V is up 1 game for free. So we have a ZVC first up. Now, Finalsky, have you been able to join my lobby, or is it not showing up?
It's not showing up, buddy.
Oh, in the launcher, did you go Americas? Sorry, I'll change to EU, that's fine.
Yeah. No, I saw you.
Huh?
Yeah, I saw you in the channel.
Oh, you did? Oh. Well, hang
Yeah.
on, technical difficulties here. Let me host it again then. 4th map was censored. What? What are you saying, NCX? I don't understand.
Answer.
Would it really be a Brood War without messing around with Battle.net? Are you in CPL channel? Yes, I see you. Okay.
Yeah.
Game name's 111, password's 2. I just gotta find the replay again. It's funny, when you log out, it resets what you were hosting for some reason. Ah, I see. Blizzard's being fucky, of course. Alright, it's 4 1s, password's 2. None of you in chat take advantage of that. Don't join our lobby. What went over my head? Oh, I don't know. Oh, I see. I see. Now I get it. No, Data, don't do it. Do you see it, Finalsky?
Yeah, what was the password?
2.
Sorry.
2. Just make me say it for chat again. It's just the number 2.
Right. There we go.
Alright, he's in. We're in business, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get that game started. Uh-oh. It's lagging. Okay, there we go. It didn't start for a second. Alright. In the bottom right here, in the red, we have Mutaller. And the bottom left, in the blue, we have PersianZerg. Here's starting us off. Mutaller here for Notorious S.C.V. and PersianZerg for Reaver. Now, Finalsky, correct me if I'm wrong, do you play Terran?
No, I play Protoss, actually.
Oh, my bad. Well, that's why I said correct me if I'm wrong. But nonetheless, we have a ZVZ with a Terran and a Protoss. Our knowledge will be limitless.
Yeah. We will fill the gaps with the knowledge we don't have.
We just start talking about TVP. So did you know, Vulture's a pretty good unit. If only Mutaller could build a Vulture, he would probably win right away.
Yeah. So, as you said, the meta can change now with the PVT. And I believe when it's so heavy Hydra meta, I believe the mines could go for a good role in the near future in the meta.
I mean, aren't they pretty good now? Do they really change?
Yeah.
Like they're pretty strong. Some say best unit in the game.
People have gone so good with the to bring an overlord with them overall.
That's true.
To snipe. Yeah.
That's true. I mean, look, vultures are pretty OP, but it just feels like Hydras are just a little bit too good at shooting mines. I need goons who are just like sort of generally incompetent, and if you don't do it right, they'll just run into them anyway, even if they have detection. That's what I need.
Yeah.
Well,
so when we see in the game here, no of them went for a 9 pool. We see PersianZerg going for 11 pool, and none of them have scouted each other.
Well, I guess that keeps all things even, right? Well, except the build orders, right? Because we have a hatch first coming down here, which is going to be pretty advantageous, I think, against this 11 pool. Oh, he's going straight for gas too, no hatch. Now, there's going to be a link speed timing here for PersianZerg, but if all goes well and the hatchery comes up and he doesn't die right away, I think Mutaller will be able to defend with superior Linger mounts and possibly counterattack here. Here comes his pool. I'm going to get gas right away, of course. Can't go very long without gas in ZVZ. Now, I should mention this is Tier 1 game, so this is not the cream of the crop of CPL, but this is definitely getting up there. These games have been very intense that we've seen recently. These Tier 1 players, if nothing else, are showing some really good micro and very scary sort of attacks and harassment is what I've been seeing recently. And honestly, in general, this CPL, everyone's really stepped up their level of play. It's very impressive. So, I'm not letting off these Tier 1s easy. If they make mistakes, I'm going to start picking at them. That's what I'm saying, basically.
So, when we see from the higher Zergs, the professionals, you often see very highly aggression right out of the bat in the early game of the stage. And often see the walls in and you see the blockade of the ramps with the Zerglings. Here we see a bit later in the stages.
Well, I think with both players going to hatchery on the low ground, the ramp is not going to be available for defense. And I think it makes sense when you go for like a 11 pool, like you went for a 12 pool, you do need to get a hatchery right away, because what's the point of droning up more if you're not actually going to be able to take a second gas here? You can get a hatchery in main, but I mean, if you're going to get a second hatchery, most of the time you can get the defenses up. Against a build like 12 hatch, if we're talking 10 hatch, maybe it would be a bit dicey. But I don't anticipate PersianZerg being taken out by Zerglings here. I don't think that's how this game is going to go. Mutaller is free to prove me wrong. But PersianZerg's speed is significantly ahead here. One of the reasons we see a lot of Ling aggression, I think, compared to other matchups, is there is less risk involved in attacking than if you have ranged units. Like if you're in TVT, for example, and Vultures meet each other, they can sort of just chase each other down. If one side wins, it's usually disastrous for the other side. But Zerglings, as long as it's not like one player has speed and one player doesn't, they can sort of just look at each other and run away if they want to. Now, Mutaller's looking like wants to move out here. PersianZerg has so many Zerglings though, my god.
Yeah, PersianZerg have the advantage of a few more Zerglings, but we can see Mutaller was slightly faster with his lair.
Yeah, but I think PersianZerg should at least put some pressure on. I don't think he'd be able to kill Mutaller or anything, but I mean, he had a really good speed timing window. It's rapidly closing now. More Lings are hatching. Looks like he's going to start to move out. Leaving a couple Lings behind? No, here he comes. Well, let's see if it all comes down to the engagement here. Well, both players just running in a line at each other. Looks like the engagement's really favouring Mutaller there. Got a nice little concave. Check out a couple Lings there. PersianZerg forced to retreat, and Mutaller even seems like he has the greater numbers right now. Luckily, Sunken is coming up here, but it's not quite finished. Is there going to be time? He's got a nice sort of choke point here. Without the Sunken, it doesn't really actually help him. Uh-oh, there's so many Lings for Mutaller. The Sunken finishes, but it will not last very long with these Lings on top of it. Oh my god, it looks like Mutaller's just going to break through here. Oh, he just runs up the ramp.
What a nice concave.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Muller traded very favor.
Yeah, dude, this game's over. PersianZerg's lost. I don't think he can do anything, right?
No, I don't believe so. It's, let's see, 8 Zerglings to 4. Now with the reinforcements coming from the expansion with 4 Zerglings.
There's a counterattack going down here. Oh, he cleaned them up. Okay. There is a counterattack going down here. I don't think I actually got anything done. But hey, he did clean those Zerglings up, actually, contrary to my expectations. I guess he had a lot of Zerglings morphing, so never mind. PersianZerg's still in it. He did lose... Well, did he lose a couple drones and he just have that few drones to begin with? I don't know. But Mutaller still has a lot more Zerglings here. He's coming in for a second round. I don't think PersianZerg wants this fight. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Yeah, the only way PersianZerg's going to hold here is with like some kind of drone drill. These Lings are just not enough. Mutaller's probably just going to kill him with the second attack. Here we go. Oh. Here it comes. That Sunken already low. The drones come off, but I think they're too late. This is not enough to defend. Sunken is going to go down.
Was too good of an opportunity for Mutaller.
Well, in typically dramatic fashion, that's our first ZVZ. 1 point to Mutaller. That's ZVZ. Lings just running around killing each other. You know, at first I really thought PersianZerg had like sort of better Ling production, but I guess that 12 patch just kicks in and really gave him like such numbers there.
Yeah.
Data pointing out in chat, he could have killed that spy, but he just did not target it. Second lobby's up, by the way. But yeah, absolutely could have killed that spy. Oh yes, Harthe, if you don't know, it is best of 3. Each individual matchup is best of 3. And I believe the overall team scores is like first to 10, if I recall, would win. So yeah, best of 19, if you will. You able to join the lobby, Finalsky?
Yep.
Oh, there we go. Just took a second. So yeah, Hatha, are you new here? Do you know about CPL? If you put in the chat exclamation mark CPL. Nope, the bot isn't working again. Damn. Data. Sorry, what's that?
Oh, what a shame.
Oh yeah. Data, if you could
seems to
link the
be-
Discord, because the bot is like on strike or something. I don't know what it's doing. As far as I can see, it's still in the channel. All right, we're going to go into our game 2 here. Peasants in the chat can work out the bot, because I cannot. I don't have that power. Link the Discord, because the bot isn't working.
This is the tier 1 Hata. So it's second highest tier here in CPL.
Alright, it'll introduce these players and tell them more about CPL. In the top left, in the blue, we have PersianZerg, and the bottom right in the red, we have Mutaller. Actually kept the same colours, which is kind of nice. What do you mean? No, not a Discord bot, the Twitch bot, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, like you say, Final Sky. These are not the absolute best. This is like, what, 1400 to 1700 MMR or something like that? 1500 maybe? So definitely getting up there in terms of CPL. CPL is aimed at players who are still learning Hatha, so not so much for like A and S rank players, although we do have some A rank players. I don't think we have any S ranks anymore, but if you're a Gosu, we definitely want you to coach. Yeah, I do data, and I still don't know what's wrong with it. But I gotta watch this game, so I'm not gonna mess with it right now. Someone send this man the CPL Discord link, please. So we're on Vermeer now. Now, in terms of ZVZ, I'm not really even sure there's much of a significant difference. I'm sure Zerg players would be railing against that, saying, no, the minute terrain differences change everything. But come on, man, it's a 4-player map. You have a ramp, regular, natural. What's the difference between this and Polypoint, really? Thanks, Dada.
Yeah, here we can see on the second game already again, we see the cross-spawn gives no advantage to anyone because they are scouting the wrong sides again, and since they are cross-spawn, they will take a while before they see each other, so they will play a bit more blindly this game. But we see PersianZerg opening with his spawning pole a bit before.
Yeah. Once again, going for, I think, 11 pool, was it? Which is kind of confusing. Or was it overpool this time, actually? Okay, that makes more sense. Because it was a bit weird last game. Normally you draw up to 12 before you get that pool, but I'm not really sure the specific logic of cutting a bit more. What the? Alright, hang on a minute. I am taking a detour for this bot because I updated that command. This isn't just me being lazy. It's literally just not doing its job. Okay, I don't know what happened. It got like reset to an old version or something. Let's try this. Forgive me if anything's happening in the game right now. This is what's really important. All right, someone try it again. See if it works now. Okay. It's back operational, but for whatever reason, it's sort of like reverted the changes I made. Maybe it didn't like them. Okay, all right, we're back in business. Welcome, Kato. Welcome.
And we see PersianZerg has his first Zerglings out, and we will see if he goes scouting or if he'll be more defensive this game as well.
Okay, so here's something I wonder about in Zerg vs Zerg. I don't really know. Is it sort of okay to sort of spread your lings out to scout, or do you have to just guess where your opponent is and go in a big blob? Because if one ling gets caught out and killed, that's a big disadvantage, right?
Yes, every Zergling really is of value here in the early stages especially. It's a very close matchup overall, especially when we come to the Muta game.
Yes.
Even a Muta can very change the course of the game if one have above.
Well, you know what the most telling thing about this matchup is? You can win the game by putting your Lings underneath the Muta fight and absorbing some bounces. That's how knife's edge this matchup is, right? Well, this Ling for now is kind of getting some value, just sort of distracting here. Oh, he's going to get taken out though. Okay, that's not worth it at all. But PersianZerg saying, okay, I think I can take you out. He's coming across. I mean, I don't know. He might be disappointed here. Mutaller actually started Ling speed a while ago, and he's really almost finished now. Let me just get this latency. So he's actually going to probably slaughter these Zerglings if PersianZerg isn't careful. Ling speed just about to finish, just seconds away now. Just finishes now. And I don't know about this. PersianZerg might lose very quickly here. Okay, he turns around at this exact moment. And Mutaller probably doesn't actually realize that he has such an advantage here. That one speedling not getting anything done. Well, here we go. No, he's still thinking about it.
We have 11 Zerglings to 11 Zergling. It's dead even though. But there, Muller went to see the expansion. So he saw it's a mirror build for the both.
Yeah. Spy going to come down a lot faster for PersianZerg here. Well, I say a lot faster actually, it's like 1 second faster, so no one going to need spores right here. I mean, they look like they're going to go into a pretty even situation, but PersianZerg still doesn't have Ling speed, and he's just not being able to afford it. And I think this is because he went for the slightly faster pool. He's just a little bit behind the economy. He's droning up now, which may be very unwise, because Mutaller's coming in with a lot of Zerglings here, and there is no Ling speed for PersianZerg to defend. That one idle drone is actually going to be very helpful here. It looks like a really good engage of PersianZerg. He might just be able to hold here. It looks like he will. Mutaller losing a lot of Lings there. That one drone that was just chilling was actually instrumental in that fight because he sort of made a little bit of a block, added a bit of damage.
Yeah, I agree.
Luckily Unseen saying... Oh, sorry, you go.
I would say that Mutaller here was a bit too spread out in that engagement. And PersianZerg were more in the clump. Trading more favorably, I would say.
In chat, locally Unseen saying no Ling speed equals 1 extra Muta. I mean, yes, but just before, PersianZerg and Mutaller had exactly the same amount of everything except the Ling speed. So I think it's literally just he had that much less economy. And you know, it really shows you how impactful it is over pool versus 12 pool, which is crazy. Now the Sunken's up. I think it's about enough, but drones may fall here. Well, they're doing good blocks so far. Mutaller not really microing and focusing these drones. It's just like a very good engagement for PersianZerg. The Sunken will fall, but I think there's enough Lings to take this out. Yeah, and once again, PersianZerg going to be able to hold. And he has actually droned ahead now. So as we go into the Muta game, PersianZerg has transmuted this slight disadvantage into a very slight advantage. Although not having Ling speed is still going to be an issue going forward. And we see Mutaller actually still managing to produce more. But PersianZerg has banked up a lot of gas. So if we can get some Scourges out or maybe Mutaller over time. Well, hang on. One Ling in here could do critical damage. Okay, no, it looks like it will keep those drones alive. Nice micro from PersianZerg pulling those back.
Yeah, indeed. We can see PersianZerg sitting with 300 more gas. I would love to see him go for more Scourges for a good counter.
You keep pointing out there's only 2 on gas for Mutaller, which I don't think is what you want at this point now that your Spy's done. He's even taken his second gas, so he definitely needs all the gas he can get. So this is a clear mistake, unfortunately. Going to allow PersianZerg to pull ahead in the air, maybe.
We have 4 Mutas to 5 currently in Persian's favor.
Wow, I can't believe he's finding this. This is ridiculous. This Overlord probably thought he was safe. What a fool.
And we have a great supply block here by Persian on Muller.
He did suffer his own a short while ago, though. Both players losing Overlords here, which is natural at this point. Ling's coming across for a counterattack. There are a few Lings for PersianZerg. Luckily, he's pulling the Mutallist back as well. It was unfortunate that Sunken died, because that would have given him a strong defensive presence. Uh-oh. Drones.
Can we get any? No.
Dude, I swear, PersianZerg must be a StarCraft 2 player, because in StarCraft 2 you do this kind of thing all the time, where you've got the Lings and Banelings coming for your natural and you run away up the ramp and all that. Because he's been very, very sharp on that. And I'm impressed.
Yeah, it's a good reaction and a good read by PersianZerg here.
Hartha, if you have 2 Scourge, one dies and one hits, if you get an engagement shortly after, I would say that is worth it, because it's pretty much killing that Mutalisk. Like, it's not going to contribute pretty much anything to the actual fight, and the Scourge are so much cheaper than Mutalisk, so yes, I'd say it's worth it. And what Data says is obviously true as well, you want to split it if you can. But I think what he was asking is if, like, one dies and one lives. Sorry, and one hits its target. Here comes some Scourge. What is he going to do with them? No, don't... Why?
Oh, we don't want to see that raid.
No, he's going to run out of gas if he does it that way. I don't think that's worth it.
No. Currently, we see 10 Mutalisk from PersianZerg.
Yeah, I think PersianZerg does have a superior army here, it really looks like. And once again, these link counterattacks are attempting. Let's see if PersianZerg gets all the drones away again. Once again, he manages to pull them away. Now, losing this extractor is actually worth more than a drone, actually, so that's a bit painful. But, I mean, how many links is he going to lose for it? Oh... He doesn't even get it! Are you kidding me?
It survives!
Are you kidding me? Oh my god. Wow. PersianZerg has just completely shut down these link counterattacks. And here come the Scourge! This is how you use Scourge? Well, okay. He got one hit. I guess we're going to see
trade
that.
favorably.
If he gets the engage. If he gets the engage. Because Mutaller doesn't necessarily have to give it to him, but there is a Muta advantage, especially with that one Scourge hit. But you got to be careful with the defender's advantage here. Carapace has started for Mutaller, but it's a long way away. It's not going to help in this fight.
Agreed.
Well, PersianZerg not really bunched up here. Not going to be able to do very good Muta micro. And Mutaller has popped a couple more Mutalers. So I think, yeah, you can choose more now. And this is the problem. Even though that Scourge hit's helpful, unless you're engaging right then, he's going to regenerate eventually. And it's not actually useful. But that said, Mutaller is very open to harassment right now because he has no map vision and he's stuck back in his base. Drones could easily be picked off and PersianZerg could run back. All he's going to see is Mutalisk. Oh, not only is he going to see them, he's going to run into them. Scourge versus Scourge. Oh, here we go. PersianZerg commits.
I will say Persian is taking this.
Oh yeah, he's crushing it. Yeah, I guess he just had more Mutalisks with those reinforcements. Wow, that was one-sided. GG.
Yeah, I think Persian there had a great...
Yeah, a great, like, Muta count, I guess.
Yeah, that as well. I think he's Scourge connected better there because
that's
Mutallers. Yeah,
that's certainly true. The ones that sort of came out the base, if Mutaller had had those with his Muta and like used them as the fight started, I think it would have been pretty even. But yeah, one of them ran into an enemy Scourge. They did hit some Mutalists, but others got killed, so it didn't really work out. So we are going to game 3. And we're going to see who takes this. It's 1-1, both players in it to win it. Alright, in the bottom left here, in the blue, we have PersianZerg fighting for Crimea Reaver. And in the bottom right, in the red, we have Mutaller fighting for Notorious S.C.V. Whoever wins here on Ascension wins the series. It is only a best of 3. It all comes down to this. Hatha, I don't know if the drone necessarily impacted, but I think what really won it for PersianZerg was really diligently defending his drones at the natural and pulling them back very quickly. And Mutaller ultimately spent a fair bit on Lings and didn't get very much for his investment. So, yeah. Very impressive.
I would have loved to see Mutaller go in with just a few Zerg to disturb the worker line and have a few nearby at perhaps at Persian's 4th expansion and go in when he's scouting to see if his Muta was on the way to run in once more to disturb. But the longer he can keep the more Muta count away from his own base, the more prep time he has.
Absolutely, and I think about keeping them away from his base, the reason he was able, that PersianZerg was able to get in so close and pick the fight he wanted is because Mutaller had lost all map vision. And obviously some overlords get picked off, you can't really prevent that. But it's also the fact he sacrificed all those Lings. If they were still alive, they could have been running around and give you a lot of vision there. And so anytime you're sort of hemmed into your base in Muta vs Muta, it's going to be very tough. This map, yes, 3-player. It's got no ramps. Let me show you, because we've got people in chat who haven't seen this map. So we have this natural here, no ramp, just this tight choke with the eggs, and then you can either go through this terribly narrow choke, and it gives me PTSD just looking at this thing, or you can come up this ramp, and then you have this sort of high ground area of extra bases, and it's rotationally symmetric, so that's the same all around. I've heard it said this is supposed to be like a 3-player version of Blue Storm, which, you know, it kind of isn't quite. It's sort of like that, but not exactly. Yeah, exactly, Hearth. I like a Blue Storm choke. So yeah. Without a ramp, it's very impactful in ZVZ because it makes one base Zergling plays a lot stronger, I think, like 10 hatch kind of thing. But we did see a 9 pool, and it looks like, I think, an overpool, was it? So neither player really opting for that. Now, looks like it's going to be a fast speed, I think, from Mutaller. That's what I'm expecting. Well, let's see.
I would say so as well.
He could go for Lair. Okay, this speed. I was right. Shouldn't second guess myself, right? Should just commit a PersianZerg with this hatchery.
Here. And there we go. A bit delayed, but it's on its way. What I would like to see on this map on Ascension, I'm no Zerg player, but I would love to see, since it's so small chokes here, a lurker containment.
In ZVZ?
Yeah.
How do you contain the Mutalisks? That's the problem with that.
That's right, yes.
Look, lurkers are amazing against Zerglings. They just destroy Zerglings, but Mutalisks do sort of define the matchup, unfortunately. So it's rare to see. Here we go. He's going to get in here and go harass this hatchery. One drone going to provide the extra defense. No, he's pulling a bunch of drones. Mutaller not even going after the hatchery, just getting the choke. Ooh, that's interesting. Is it going to be strong enough? Because PersianZerg can, like, drone drill here.
You have 2 more Zerglings and 2 more on the way. He's bringing his drones for more range support.
Drones are not doing anything here, though. Completely useless. And now there's more lings here for PersianZerg. The drone's finally getting in, but it might be too late. Looks like Mutaller is actually destroying him here. Only drones left. I think Mutaller's going to take this one pretty quickly here. Well, more lings do pop, though, but more lings are on the way from Mutaller. And Mutaller's speed is actually done, so if nothing else, it lets him reinforce extremely quickly. Really nice micro, pulling back that Zergling. Very impressive. And yeah, I think this hatchery's going to fall. And it's going to be very hard for PersianZerg to play from here. Trying to bring drones again, but he has so few Zerglings. How is this possibly going to work out? Yeah, it looks like these drones are going to go down.
It's very tough here. Yeah, I feel it for PersianZerg. I would have loved to see more cancel and try to get up the creep colony behind his hatchery.
Ooh, yeah, drones are falling now. Well, I think what he needs to do, he just needs to drill through that choke. The drones he had in the first engagement actually did nothing. They did not fire a single shot, they didn't tank any damage, they were just standing there. If he drone drilled through, he might have actually been able to break that choke pretty efficiently. But now he's just getting torn apart. Oh god, these poor drones. Ooh.
Yeah, he has no economy whatsoever now, PersianZerg.
Spy even on the way. GG. Series win for Notorious S.C.V. 2-1 for Mutaller. Very nicely done. Unfortunately, PersianZerg there, yeah, I think just a bit of a miss micro. I think he had what he needed. Just needed to actually make sure the drones got in there. Uh-oh. I've misordered replays, but that's alright. I caught it this time. It's alright, guys, I'm learning. So we're going to go into our next series, The Hide versus NCX. And NCX in chat was like, oh god, why'd they pick this series? So it's, you know it's going to be good. You know it's going to be good. Yeah, never trust replay submissions, says Data. Someone heavily involved in the replay submission system. So if that doesn't tell you.
Deny is another word for hype.
Deny?
If one is denying, oh no, please don't cast my games because they have something to hide.
Ah, I get
so
you.
It's killer to taming.
True, true.
We shall see. We have some... There we go.
Blizzard is not particularly helpful with lobbies, or with anything for that matter. You know, I saw in the launcher there was a patch today, and my immediate reaction is like, oh my god, what do they break now? Because you know nothing good's going to happen. They're not going to do anything good. Or fix any big problems.
Yeah. When you see a patch, it's either cold sweat.
Alright, in the bottom left, in the teal, not making a drone. Oh, okay, there we go. We have the Hide, and the top left, in the olive, we have NCX. For a second, I'm like, is this 4-pool? like before I even introduce the players. But no, we're making a drone. NCX in the bottom left here is fighting... No, sorry, NCX in the bottom left. I'm literally looking at the Zerg. The Hyde here in the bottom left is fighting for Crimea Reaver, and NCX is fighting for Notorious S.C.V. Notorious S.C.V, 1 actual win and 1 walkover. Crimea Reaver must be wanting a game back here. Oh, NCX, I'm not going to read that because that's a spoiler. But I'm probably gonna mention it in a bit. I'll mention it after you've done it, so I can say yes, it was part of the plan. What does R do? Data, if I press R, is it gonna like delete the replay? Is it gonna like uninstall StarCraft? Uh-oh, I'm pressing it. Oh, that. I press Alt W, thank you very much. Alright, we have a forward 8 racks here. Interestingly, not putting it for the wall position immediately, just getting a little bit further out, and he will lift this back. But definitely planning some aggression. I'm intrigued. Yes, I'm here with Final Skylana.
Greetings, Lana. Greetings, Dada.
Sorry, you might not notice because I tend to talk all over people.
Giving you the space as a gentleman as well.
That's right. So,
we can see Hyde here. He's scouting in the right direction, so he's gonna get that early scout.
Well, this is weird though, because he's not scouting towards the natural. Like, you know, he should send the Overlord the other direction to get to the opponent's natural first. And so he's presumably going to send a drone scout to bottom right now and won't see this. Where if he's done the opposite, he would have seen an 8 racks, and, well, an 8 racks around the natural anyway, and he would have seen, with his drone scout in the other direction. So he's sort of screwed himself over by trying to be sneaky and trying not to be found. He's not going to find this. I assume he's going to send a drone scout? No. These tier 1s, man, they don't always play with all the safety measures in place, I have to say. And it looks like Hyde might be punished for it here.
We see a very fast scout. Do you believe he's going more aggro because he's double scouting with the SV?
Well, the thing is, if you're going to go 8 racks, you have to get some damage down, and you're just wasting your own economy, right? So you have to find Zerg right away. It's pretty normal, I think, to send the one that was building another one. Going to start the bunker here. Is that in range of that? I'm not even sure, but even if it's not, it can still cause a lot of trouble for the Zerg. The Marines are idle though, not heading down until just now. Might be a big issue, but the pool is so late here. I didn't actually see, did he go 12 hatch, 12 pool? Because this pool seems super late. And this is going to be a problem for NCX. Now, the Marines are very far away, but already losing mining time, and the Marines get down here. Some shooting will be happening. Well, this bunker's not going to go up, at least. Out here come the Marines, try again another round.
Yeah, so he managed to deny the bunker, but the spawning pool is still 1/4.
He's going to be able to finish this bunker before Lings are out, no problem. And the drones all went back. Dude, he didn't even take gas yet, I just realized. Uh-oh. Well, okay. He probably can deny this bunker, but at what cost is the question. There's 2 Marines here. Well, they step forward a bit too far, maybe, but they can't be mineral drilled in this direction. Ooh. Okay, they're trying to get out of there. Not the best micro from NCX, not getting any shots down, actually just sort of running around, getting hit by drones. He's trying to get in the bunker. Is that ring going to make it? No, he gets blocked by a traitorous SCV. I can't believe it. So this bunker is empty. Oh, wait, or is it? Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh. The drone blocks.
Nicely done by Hyde. Doesn't quite manage to get the Marine in. Really nice hold here. Didn't even need links. He's not even sweating. Well, he probably is, to be honest. This is me playing Zerg. I'd be shaking. He's going to let him put a Marine in there now. I guess he's figuring that like the Lings will be able to deal with this, but that may be a mistake. Meanwhile, Hero SCV over here. Okay, let's get taken out. Well, he's going to go straight for the counterattack, and you know, the game might end because NCX did not sort of prepare his wall. I don't know why he put the depots in here. He didn't lift back yet. He's actually going for gas, so into factory here. It's only 4 Lings, but that's enough for 2 Marines, and if he takes over this barracks, that's the only production location. I don't know how NCX is going to handle this. Nice Ling micro. Trying to step forward and take the Marines out. It's very hard to deal with this without any SCV backup, and look at that. Uh-oh.
He even managed to getting the SV that was heading home, but he do have the bunker up at his mineral line.
That bunker's not going to do much, though. Oh, this bunker. Oh, does that have a Marine in it? Well, that doesn't do anything about a Marine in it, though. Dude, that's sunken. Oh, no. Hyde put the sunken too far away, so he can't actually hit that bunker. Many Lings died of it, which honestly is a big mistake for Hyde. There's no point attacking the bunker if you're not going to take it out. I mean, maybe it was a misjudgment, but I suspect he didn't actually even mean to attack there. I think the Lynx might have even got baited in. Now, this isn't hitting the hatchery, but it is sort of an annoyance for Zerg. He has to make another sunken to deal with it.
We get one Marine up to his main though. Here we can see.
And that's all he needs. Yeah, I guess NCX will stabilize here. And you know, Zerg is doing okay, but they did sort of take undue harassment. Wait, what the? Wait, what? When did this guy get in here? In the Zerg main? How?
A slippery Marine.
Yeah, like, what? I don't know. I don't think they killed any drones. I think that was a Ling kill he had, but still. Alright, meanwhile, we have a second barracks and a factory here. Sorry, is that a third barracks? Oh, spicy. Okay, well, Zerg's going to get in and seal this. I don't know what the Terran's thinking here. Presumably you're going to get Academy and hit with Stim and Medic later? I don't know. Bunker finally falls.
We see a good read though for NCX going for that Vulture. Since he's late on the Mutas, the Vulture will cover the Lynx very
well. Here's the thing, right? Zerg didn't lose many drones. I think the only drone he lost was the one that S.C.V killed. But because he didn't take his gas for ages and also just hasn't spent it because he's been worrying about all this, there is no meter coming for a long time. Oh, did he lose that Vulture?
Oh,
okay.
That was painful.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate. And that's like a lot of his potential to gain map control here gone. Now, the Academy is coming up, and I think Terran's going to have a very strong stim timing here, because there's no way to get Muta or Loco in time. In fact, he's not even building a lair, I just realized. So he's going to go straight for Hydra. Now, if NCX can actually just go like one base into tank here, I don't really see how Hyde can actually stop it. Because as soon as you get your Stim and Medic sort of in position here and Zerg can't counterattack or anything, it's going to be pretty easy to sort of siege your way in. And Hydra's alone, I don't think going to be enough to do it. We'll see.
It's almost like walking into a brick wall when those siege tank has sieged up.
Yes. Biotank push this Fuzzy Branch? I think so. There we go. The siege mode does start. I think it makes sense. This is kind of crazy. It's almost like NCX does know exactly what's going on in Zerg base. Because he seems to be completely aware of the fact that there's no lair tech coming up. He didn't get an eBay. Not worried about Mutalist, and he's absolutely right. And this is the big problem. Zerg not even getting Hydra upgrades. Maybe he didn't realize Slayer hadn't built, actually? I don't know, man. It's looking pretty good for NCX right now.
Here we see a Firebat coming in production also. I think he's going for a push timing here.
Yeah. I think as soon as he hits siege mode, he wants to be hitting those Sunkens. Okay, 7 Hydras are on the way. I don't think Hydra Speed got researched unless I missed it. That is a +1 missile being researched at the Evo, so he does want to make Hydras here. But I don't think he has speed or range. And even if you have speed or range, it's kind of hard against Marine Medic. Not that many Marines here, though. Oh, people are saying... Oh, NCX is saying he saw no lair when the Marines walked in. Well, there you go. Those slippery Marines. I can't believe they walked all the way in there. Okay, here we go. Looks like there's going to be a clash. I mean, that's just enough Marines to deal with this. They can just handle those. And there's more reinforcements on the way. Oh my god, Hyde in so much trouble here. These Hydras, actually, it's kind of nice having this position because he can potentially backstab later. One medic approaches the Zerg. If only they'd come in peace. See, if that Hydra hadn't shot, he wouldn't need to bring in this army. They would have just been like, alright, let's negotiate. But now there's no going back.
We will see if he can do something with those 5 Hydras and backstab the tank with them.
It is possible. And you know, he's producing a good amount of Hydra Ling here. But I don't know, that's a lot of Marine Medic to deal with. And these Sunkens not going to last very long.
We have a full group of Marines. 2 medics, Firebat and a siege tank versus 10 Hydralisks.
Oh no, the +1 missile. It's going to go down. Well, he's abandoning the tank a little bit, which might be the opportunity. Hyde coming in here from both sides. The Marines do pull back. No stim yet. Is he going to stim those? Deciding not to. Looks like he's just going to rely on tanking there. The tank does get taken out. I don't think these Hydras can do the job, though. They are going to get gunned down. Zerg has bought himself a little bit of time, but, I mean, the next tank just arrives. Can Zerg hold out till Overlord Antennae is finished? I don't think he can. These Marines coming around in here. Wait, did he even research Stim?
No, I believe he didn't.
Oh, well, in that case. I mean, I guess who needs it? He's sort of just getting in there anyway. And yeah, I think he's going to be able to break through. Even without Stim, it's a struggle to kill the Sunken, but the medics heal enough. The drones have to pull back. NCX just battering down the defenses. Stim was sacrificed for tanks. Okay, I mean, fair. I guess it worked out, but that is kind of crazy. You do realize you're insane, NCX, right?
Hmm.
Oh, just get taken out there. It's trying to build Sunkens over in the corner here. This is ridiculous because it doesn't even defend the hatchery from Marines.
We had a small circling patch that tried to go up for NC's ramp there at the main.
No luck
there.
We had
good cover.
Good news
we had
though.
Good cover.
We have Overlord sight range now, so you're gonna see everything. Oh, here come a bunch of Lings, and you know this is one thing Stim does help with. Looks like he's gonna take out that tank, but it hardly matters because, like I said, that hatchery is not even defended by these sunks. He can actually still just take this out.
Right.
He's not doing it though. Look, Zerg is in a terrible position, but if this hatchery somehow lives, he didn't lose any drones. He can still just come down here and mine again. Okay, another tank shows up.
The key here will be to hold that second tank without losing it to be able to.
Well, here's the thing though. Even if Zerg sort of commits to an attack and takes this tank out, he'll lose so much in the process, it won't even be worth it. But hang on, lurkers are out now. I don't know what detection there is. There is a comsat, and NCX seems to have been saving his scans wherever there's a possibility. But without Stim, I'm not sure how he's going to deal with this. It's quite difficult.
We have one more scan energy.
No, without Stim, this is actually kind of useless. You can't even fight this. So, dude, Hyde keeps the hatchery, and he's not going to be able to kill it now. Getting range before Stim, again, I really got to question that. Look, I can kind of appreciate the like clean lifestyle NCX is trying to live, but you got to use the drugs if you want to win, man. There's no way around it. Oh, this Marine. Okay, it does get taken out. But meanwhile, NCX is getting an expansion up. Now, the SCV count is very low. I am concerned NCX has not been producing SCVs, I don't think, hardly at all during this whole time. And he's still not getting Stim. I don't know if this is like a deliberate choice. I think if NCX can sort of like SCV up and hold his natural for a bit, and Zerg isn't able to take a third, NCX is still in a good position, but I mean, it's going to be hard until vessels are out to deal with these lurkers. He's looking for a third, I think. Not quite sure where to go though, and doesn't want to waste his scan energy, of course. I would like to see some bunkers just in case of a counterattack here. He just got Stim? No, that was Marine range, Lana. That was Marine range.
And here, NCX just got his first expansion up. Sorry.
Yeah.
We do have 22 SCVs to 28 drones. That's not what you want to see, though.
And you know, it didn't need to be this way. I think he could have made a lot of SCVs during this attack, but he did not. Oh, drop got researched, and of course, this Overlord has good vision range, so it can see if there's any turrets. Now, NCX in a lot of trouble, actually. I didn't even see drop getting researched. Stim just started, but Lana, are you for real right now? Look at the production tab. But I don't think NC's going to see this coming, and without Stim, you're not going to be able to get in here very quickly. Now, he does have a bunker, actually, which is pretty huge, and he has Marine range. Is there a Marine in there? No. Dude, is he going to go for it? Oh, he noticed. NCX noticed? But he thinks it's just a scout? I don't know. Oh, here he comes.
Yeah, he's bringing the rest of the army.
Yeah, I think NCX is okay here, as long as he pulls the SCVs away. Pull the SCVs away! Oh no, he's just standing there. Well, I guess the bunker actually kind of baits the shots, so that actually, yeah, it doesn't really do anything. Wow, okay.
We had about 3 or 4 SCVs there, from what I could tell.
Yeah, no, I don't think it was worth it for Zerg though. Like, that was actually pretty fortunate for NCX. He had a bunker at that exact position. It's actually really strong there. So he's doing fine, and now he knows drops are out. And actually, this is kind of playing into NCX's hands, because, oh, what was he building? The Cancel Spire? Queen's Nest, okay. Like, I think the best thing for Zerg would be to try and mac her up. But if Terran can hold this location, I think Terran is just going to be ahead. Because it's going to be 2 base versus 2 base.
Agree. But here we have 2 expansions for the hide. We have the third for the only mineral base here.
Uh-oh. Yeah, Terran does not want to be pushing out here. Well, then again, he can harass these lurkers with these tanks, but there is a big force up here. And siege mode is not the move. Well, he gets that lurker with it, but the problem is he won't be able to retreat if these other ones come in. We'll see.
We have 5 more lurkers here. He do have that turret, though, detection, so he can't run in
Well, on the one hand, NCX did not get a second comsat, but on the other hand, he's still quite diligent saving his energy. He's not wasting any scans here, so I don't think detection's going to be an issue so much. But I just think this force is actually kind of big enough to take this on. And NCX is not really respecting it. He's like, no, I can take him. Let's see how it goes. I mean, not a great engagement from Zerg. A lot of units just standing still. There goes the scan. Looks like he's going to gun down the Lurkers pretty quickly, leaving the Hydras though. And yeah, without much support... Well, here we go, more Marines here. Ooh, no Hydra speed, by the way. Making these Hydras a lot less effective. Oh my god, Zerg is expanding everywhere. Yeah, so Terran kind of barely survives here, but I don't think attacking up the ramp was the choice at all. I think you build up more. Now Zerg expanding mineral only over here, gas base over here, not taking any of the like actual obvious thirds. Terran's SCV count has improved a bit though, and we have the tech. No vessels coming out, but there is a dropship, and that can be very strong against Hydra Lurker if there's nothing to defend.
Right. But we do have the first vessels on the way now.
Of course, the vessel cloud always going to be a strong thing to have. Is there anything in this dropship? There's 2 medics in this dropship. Once again, they're going to set out on a mission of peace to the Zerg. If Zerg doesn't shoot back, then they'll be able to negotiate. But he's loading up the Marines just in case. Wait, he's only going to go with only 4 Marines? 5 Marines? Okay, he's loading up fully here. Yeah, I think this will be stronger if NCX can just sit back and hold his natural for a bit. Telly has probably more tanks and more bio. Because yeah, there's no... Oh, I was going to say there's no hive, but it's literally finished. Okay, this is a bit of a threat.
We do have an overlord here for the hive. If you can spot it on the mini-map, he will do see that dropship coming his way.
I think he saw it because he's sending these units back. But again, he has no Hydra speed. So it's kind of hard to even deal with this, even knowing it's coming. Now, if he drops on the natural, it's going to have a bad time because there's a sunken still here. Well, if he drops it all, he could just fly away now, and he's sort of forced Zerg to pull back, which is quite good. Now he's going to keep going. And like I was saying, with no Hydra speed, even chasing this, it's kind of hard to get anything done. All right, medic's getting hit. Oh, dude, these Marines can do massive damage to these Hydras. They do stim though. There we go. Oh my god. Yeah, these no-speed Hydras going up the ramp one at a time against Marines, this is their nightmare. The drone's trying to get in there, but they don't do much. Oh no, Terran's decimating through a single drop. Like, Sunken on the way, but I don't think there's time. Terran will easily take that out. Doesn't need to focus that Lurker, though. Oh, and he'll get it.
Great. We only have 1 Lurker here for the hide. If he just move command, attack and shoot, I mean, and try to kite it, he could get a lot of drones here.
And
we have
still
4 more.
Yeah, this is insane damage for so little commitment. This is just 1 dropship. Oh, is he gonna get it? Oh, he gets it! Oh my gosh. Oh, the medics and Marines get disconnected though, so I think they will get taken out. Now all these Hydras are here. The damage is done for sure though. The damage is done. You know, meanwhile though, NCX's macro is slipping a lot. He has over 2,000 minerals, and you know the Hive. He doesn't have Hydra speed. He's going Ultralist with no armor upgrade. But he does have very low minerals, so you got to give him that. And he has Overlord sight range, so that's you know it's pretty impactful.
Yeah.
Ooh, radiates though. Dude, NCX just has a way superior composition here. His army is like higher quality, but he's not making very much of it. I think he still may be able to win here. Any Ultralists that get made, honestly, might be a bit of a waste of money against like Marines that are soon going to have +2. And a bunch of tanks to help out with no armor upgrade. These Ultras actually gonna be pretty bad units, I think.
Would you have liked to see more factories for the more counter to the Hydras and Lurker with the siege tanks?
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely get 2. I think it's a good idea. But as we can see, Zerg's not really keen to stick with Hydras here. He's going straight into Ultralisks. Now, obviously, tank's pretty good against Ultralists, but you need to have, like, the mech level of tanks, you know, to be really good. Like, 12+ in one spot. So, not that NCX could have known this is how it's going to go, but if NCX tried to, like, transition to SK, I think it would actually be better here. Especially with his superior upgrades. That said, I think this army's still pretty strong, but he's getting in pretty far, not siege, needs to stim. Marines pulling back here, the tanks left to find their own, no stim still. Okay, there we go. There's not many Marines here to begin with. It looks like these Ultras actually going to do a lot of damage to take this out. Does irradiate. I think you double irradiated one Ultralisk. And yeah, still no steam in that whole fight. Marine's going to be forced to retreat. I mean, you can see the minerals in the bank, right? If NCX had, you know, spent even half on Marines, I think it would be a dominating force. But as it is, he's forced to pull back. And this buys time. Zerg is actually getting the upgrades now. Actually going to get Kindness, going to get Carapace, and all that good stuff that he needs. So NCX has to fall back and reformulate a plan. Yeah, Hartford. Yeah, that's a fair thing to say. I mean, APM as a resource. Oh, a big drop, I think. Or maybe it was just a walk across the map. I didn't actually see going down. Going to take out this base. So that's very nice for NCX.
Yeah, the Hyde actually need that mineral base right now because he is already on free gas.
Yeah.
That the Zerg wants for.
If you're going to be keeping Hydra, you're right. But if he wants to make Ultralisk, he does need more gas. Still, it's a nice pick-up. It's definitely worth those Marines. But still, very few Marines coming out. I mean, NCX, I think, doing a good job of like harassment and stuff. But maybe it would have even served him better to just spend more time in his own base macroing. Because even with the huge damage he did, with this massive bank, it's very tough. If you had like 3 full groups of Bio right now, I think he could win the game. Because his upgrades are just so much better. +2 versus nothing for the Zerg right now. Let's see. Oh, he's going to drop near these Sunkens. But they're out of range.
And the damage he's done, I would say. The dropship do leave the Marines.
Yeah, that's tragic.
Themselves.
He's just reenacting the Brood War intro, right? NCX says, drops fun, making units in base not fun, I guess. I mean, yeah, he's doing good damage with him, but Zerg will eventually outscale here. I mean, if nothing else, Terran's going to mine out.
His main is outmined, though. He has about 300 minerals there in his main. We still have around 600-700 on his expansion.
Okay, it's not going to last very long though, and there's no third CC started yet. That said, the bank will last for a while. Oh, irradiate? Yes. Don't lose the vessels though. Uh-oh. I need to get out of there. Yeah, and this is not a good idea for Zerg. Oh no, don't go with this.
No.
The hard counter to Ultras has been built. Buildings. Well, they're going to try it. I don't know about this. His +1 Carapace isn't even finished. So they're taking pretty good damage from these Marines. Well, he does take out the bunker, actually. Is he going to get in here? Oh, man. Looks like Zerg actually going to manage to punch through somehow. No Marines in production right now. Just starting.
And the Zerg just jumped on that siege tanks. And there we go. He broke in. There's no more tanks. We have no Marines. We have nothing in the base except the vessels.
Well, it looks like Zerg doesn't have much of a follow-up, but I mean, if Terran has nothing to defend, 2 Ultralisks are going to do the job. Oh no, and the Irradiate doing big damage to these SCVs right now. A few Marines come out here. And CX has 5k minerals for Stonks. Will he reach 5k? He might not live that long at this rate. Alright,
he was up on 5k.
Oh, was he? Oh, okay, I didn't see it. This is the market crash? Yeah, that's right. This is Black Friday for the Terran. Ooh, a bunch of Lings coming up as well. Well, these Marines desperately trying to hold the ramp. Well, we have to deal with those Lings. Oh, lift. You don't want to lose that. There we go. He does keep it alive. Well, even with good upgrades, hard to deal with that with so few Marines. Well, looks like he might be able to actually clean this up. Especially with that tank coming out. Going to do damage to the Ultralisk. Runs to the bunker. This bunker...
Tank.
Sorry, what's that?
He kept it alive. Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
The Marines there run tower and let the siege tank fight for itself.
Yeah. But I mean, what does Terran have left now? I mean, okay, he's held his main, but he's not going to win with a main with no minerals in it. I'm not really sure what the game plan is here. Zerg is expanding everywhere. He's got this top right now and the 3 o'clock. He's doing a good job just building up the economy while this is going on. It doesn't have a huge drone count, but I mean, the bases are important to get those gas. At least you can infinitely repair that tank. This still seems like a game so far. Like, yeah, I guess NCX has chances. Because again, even with these Ultralisks, I still say NCX has the higher quality army. Because he still has +2. Well, he didn't start +3 though, or did it finish? Let me see. Oh, it is +3. It's +3 versus +1. So yeah, definitely NCX can be more cost efficient here.
And down here on the expansion for the hide, we actually had an eraser.
Oh, I missed it. How many drones got killed? What? Oh, he's doing his best. Don't think he's going to get any more, though.
We have 3 on that one. Hard to tell. Like, oh no, we have a error here for the hide. He's actually targeting his own spawning pools.
It's contaminated. The radiation fell in it. There's nothing for it. They're gonna have to remake that. Oh dear. Well, he's not relying on Zerglings over much right now, especially not using Defilers. Dude, look at the vessels though. Even losing a couple vessels down there, we still have a lot of vessels to deal with Zerg. These tanks on the high ground. I mean, I thought Terran would hold the last attack, but no, man. I really mean it this time. If Zerg attacks in here, I don't think it's gonna go well.
We have 8 Ultralisk to 6 vessels and 3 tanks and a group of Marines on the ramp.
Remember, they're only Ultralisk with +1 carapace though. And these are Marines with +3. You can't count that out. Now here we go. It's going to start. We don't see any radiates. D-Matrix on the ramp would be really strong here, I think. Is he going to go for it? No medics to help out. A couple medics on the ramp will also be in struggle. There goes the D-Matrix. Man, tank's fire is so slow. But yeah, Zerg having a really hard time here. Great Irradiate. D-Matrix goes down though. Is he going to reset it? He has a lot of energy here. But yeah, the Ultralists just get absolutely cleaned up there. And a drop's going down just before the Sunkens are ready. He's going to take out this base. And Six needs to get down there and save his SCVs though. He doesn't have that many left. Marines just coldly sitting up here like, nope, I don't have orders. I'm holding this ramp. Yeah, Zerg does have drops. That's a good point, Dada. I haven't used them in a while.
I would love to see him drop lurkers instead in the mineral lines here.
Dude, that medic's just like 1v1 that Ultralisk and send him back on his way. It's great.
I heard an old tactic that you could hold positions medics to confuse the Ultralisks.
Yes, and the thing is, one Ultralisk can kill a medic even if it's being healed. It's just very hard to target them because, you know, Ultralisks are really big. Now, Zerg, not exactly mined out yet because he's Zerg, but he's getting there. And then he only has this 3 o'clock. Now, the 3 o'clock is sunken up pretty well, so I don't imagine a drop's going to do much. But maybe if an Eraser going, Zerg's economy may not be as strong as it seems. That said, Terran is also going to mine out soon enough. But maybe with enough tanks, he can inch his way out and take this 3rd. Then he'd actually be in pretty good shape.
We had a good drop there, yeah, from NCX.
And he ain't done. He's still going.
The question is, can the banked player or the slow income take it home in the end?
Oh my god. This dropship right now, I can't believe you can't see that. You know, NCX is really abusing the fact that Hyde never got a Spire. And without Scourge, I mean, what are you going to do about dropships? Looks like Hyde going to come up here and clean up these Marines. Still only +1 carapace, but that's a lot of Ultralists. I don't think these Marines with no medic are going to be able to do much. And try and get their damage down. They might get 1 Ultralist, which, you know, is not bad for a bunch of Marines who are probably, you know, the Walking Dead right now. There we go, does take it out. Now, where'd that dropship go? There it is. Couple Ultralists waiting for him, though. Not going to be able to pull this off. Does lift off again immediately, which is nice. But yeah, not going to be able to land. With no Spire, it's kind of like, well, you can stop the Marines when they land, but Terran can just fly around and do what they like until Hydras show up. Not sure what was going on with the Spire.
And here to the north, we actually... The Hyde could actually have cut off NCX army there because he was on the move out to help and assist with his Marine force.
What are these vessels doing right now? Uh-oh. This is getting very bad for the Terran because not only are they not irradiating the Ultralisk, they might lose them all to these Hydras. Then again, they have so much energy they could probably kill these Hydras if they really wanted to. Oh, the drop is going down. He's here for the drop. Oh my god, this is actually huge. If he can just irradiate all the Ultralists that come to clean this up, this could be massive. D-Matrix Heavy Marine? I don't know. I don't even know what he's going to do here. A lot of energy still in these vessels he's not using. Look, it's not the most efficient to irradiate Hydralisk, but it ain't bad. There we go. He does irradiate 1. He starts to pull back. Realizes he probably shouldn't be here. Ultras? Yes.
There.
Oh, now we're getting the damage done. Now we're getting the damage done.
We have 4 vessels still.
Yeah, I mean, these irradiates alone are huge, because that's going to really weaken these. Oh man, I wish he would go in and irradiate the rest, though. Oh, so many Lings getting taken out. Oof. Big damage there. I mean, yeah, this defense is still, I think, Hyde-proof right now. Yeah, especially with that much bio. And Six's army starting to look fearsome again. Zerg has not re-expanded yet. He's trying to take this bottom natural. I didn't see the dropship get taken out, but I think it ran into the Spore. So I don't think any more drops can go down right now. But NCX is going to need a 3rd. He is mining out here.
Yeah, agreed. NCX can't stay on his expansion for too long.
This is the strat. This is the strat. He's loading up. There's a turret, which is not enough. But he does have a bunch of vessels to help out here, potentially. They could make a big difference.
We have 5 Ultralisk and 2 Mutalisk. We will see what he can do with those.
Oh, he's moving out his tanks at the worst possible moment. Uh-oh. Well, no, he moves them in. And yeah, actually, this doesn't look that scary. I think Terran can deal with this, especially if the buyer comes up. But it's blocked by his own units right now. NCX not microing it. The tanks are unsupported. D-Matrix, though, going to do a good job. Oh my gosh, this traffic jam right now. Oh, God. Oh, I'm just watching these Marines, man. I can't even say anything else. But the tanks alone are sort of doing the job. I mean, there's not going to be that much left over. It's actually kind of already held. Nothing in that bunker, but it doesn't even matter. Okay, finally breaks it.
I would say it was very tradable for the hide, plus there is no tanks except one.
That's true, that's true.
The range.
If the buyer came up to support, it would have been a disaster, but yeah, as it turns out, he gets a few tanks for it, for sure. But I still think NCX's army is a lot scarier, to be honest. Wait, what killed that vessel? I wasn't looking. Oh, Hydra. I still like NCX's army a lot more. That said, a lot more Ultralisks getting out just here. NCX hates production buildings, says Fuzzy Branch. That's right, he can't stand to look at them, apparently. Okay, still there on the low ground. Single lurker could do a lot of damage. There are vessels here, though. Is he going to irradiate? I don't know if NCX wants to be out on the map right now. Only half his army, too. More units are coming up, though. He might be able to take this fight, actually. Back units need to help out. They're just standing there. Okay, nice irradiate on the lurker.
Sorry, yeah, many of the Ultralisk were clumping up. They didn't have the best surround in those.
Well, they're still fighting, and the medics are getting in a good position here, really blocking these Ultralisks a lot. But there's just not enough Marines. The dropship going to this base, but there's so many Sunkens, he can't do anything. He's just dropping them to their deaths, I think. Well, maybe they can take out that one Sunken. They have a spot, but the Ultralisks are breaking through his defenses at the same time. Dude, he's going to take out that Sunken. Oh my gosh. Is he just doing this with 8 Marines? No, they're getting baited into the Sunken. They might have done the job, but now they're getting baited into the Sunken. I think Hyde has finally broken through. With so little economy, really, like so little in the bank, he's finally going to like defeat the 1% NCX over here with his 2.6k gas.
I would say the value of the armor on the Ultralisk paid off there in the end.
Even though he's still only at +2, by the way. But yes. It's alright, NCX still has a bunker. He's got this. You know in the final Brood War cutscene where like they depict an infested Terran blowing up a bunker? It's like Terran had already lost. There were just a few guys holding on bunkers. That's NCX right now. He's just in the bunker frantically shooting the gun like, oh, we can still hold out.
As long as he has the bow, he has the match.
I should have looked at this Eraser. A few more drones got killed, but it doesn't matter. Because, I mean, you're going to be lifting these buildings soon enough, or you're going to lose them all. Yeah, it looks like he's going to take out all the buildings, because NCX does not seem inclined to leave. But okay, there's a fine line here. Like, lifting your buildings and staying in the game? Uh-oh, I was going to say, that's too far. But letting Zerg kill them all, I mean, that's different. Is Zerg going to have to make a Spire now? Are we going to have to wait 100 more seconds for this game to end? He's still out here with vessels trying to irradiate.
Let's see, yeah, the work line has been cleared here at the 3 o'clock of the Zerg expansion for Hyde. But we have nothing left for NXC.
I guess he just wants to see drones die. I can't really hate him for that. These vessels got a good number of kills. NCX, even if he's mined out, you think he can't afford 1 Mutalisk? Though? Like, I don't know about this, man.
So it's...
CC flying away. It's almost pristine. I don't know where he's going to go. Can't irradiate meters if all your vessels are dead, NCX. GG. It's finally over. So, NCX put up a fight, but Hyde took it in the end. That was something. I feel like if NCX was able to get a third, he would have won that game. But unfortunately, the interest rates of the savings in the bank were just too tempting, so he was not able to spend it, get the Marines out. Didn't quite manage it. Some scary moments for Zerg for sure, though.
Yeah. He should actually have thrown down a lot more of those barracks. I would love to see more than 4 barracks there, and a lot of them were never making the bio in the first place, though. Because of the...
Well, I would say, you know, once you have all your tech up and stuff, yeah, even if you're only on 2 bases, definitely at least 8 barracks. But we are going to go into game 2 now, on Vermeer. In the bottom right, in the green, we have Hyde. And in the bottom left, in the olive, we have NCX. NCX, do you choose olive, you madman? I don't like it, man. Olive F tier color.
Will we see the spawning pool?
Oh, it looks like it. It looks like it. The Hyde's like, you know what? That's too much trouble. I don't want to bother with all that. I am making a 5 pool. All right, he's up 1 game. I mean, I kind of like it. It's a good way to try and like steal the win. You're already up 1 game. Your opponent's probably going to play conservative. It's like, but what if Zerglings?
Here we go.
He's not wasting any time. Okay, now if Terran goes for an 8 racks again, which it looks like they're doing. Uh-oh. Okay, no, it's going to be a depot?
Yep.
Oh, I thought it was going to be the absolute worst thing versus this, but it might be the absolute best thing versus this. Being able to get this link-proof wall up might be an instant win. Now, typically you wouldn't have the second depot up in time, but if you find out it's 4 pool coming, you can absolutely like cancel your SCV and afford it. But will he figure it out in time? That's the question. Drone's coming across.
So here's the thing. Would you like to see 2 depots before the barrack here?
No. You still absolutely need the barracks, because if you don't get a marine, the lings will kill the depot eventually. You can't quite repair it if Zerg is determined. But if a marine's shooting from the other side, you would kill the lings before the depot goes down. It does get the barracks rather. So far looking very good for Terran. Now, Zerg can try and block any depot placement with this drone, but this is already a bit of a tip-off that the drone is here this early. It's a bit too early for a hatch first drone scout. So already Terran must be going like, I don't know about this. He's going to start hitting that drone. Lings are on the way. And you know when Zerg is harassing your barracks intensely, you've got to be a bit suspicious. Alright, Lings are out. Is he going to realise? SCV's still down here to put the depot, so I mean, so far so good for NCX. Is he going to put it? No, he's scouting.
No.
But he might see the Lings on the way. There's still time. Oh my gosh. Gonna take out that drone at this rate.
In the first 3 sets of the Zerglings and another 2 on the way.
Well, he does take out that SCV, but that also alerts NCX, who's going to throw down the depot, I think. Is that in position? Did it not be further to the right? I don't actually know. I'm not even sure.
Be 1 more to the right, yeah.
Well, let's see.
I think it would...
I don't know. No, it's not link proof. These links can absolutely get in, but it is a pretty favourable choke here. Still quite good for the Terran, I would say. And even though he loses a lot of SCVs, all he has to do really is survive, and he will win, because Zerg only has 4 drones. Marine coming up here. And I think Terran's looking pretty good, but the SCV's running around, though, not really getting in the choke properly. He needs to position them. Okay, sorta doing it.
Got it.
Ooh, I don't know.
You can reach that Marine. Half HP left. 5
well,
in there. But we have the second Marine out there to snipe the last Zergling.
Yeah, so it looks like he's going to hold here, and I think NCX has the economy to win here, because look how few drones there are. And he's not making more drones, he's making only lings. As long as these SCVs stay in position, the Marine needs to get up to help them, though. There we go. I think NCX should be able to hold.
Yeah, we still have 7 SCVs on the mineral line compared to 4 at home.
I mean, if nothing else, as soon as Zerg stops making lings, Terran will be able to go back. I mean, he does need to try and get a scout out, I suppose. But you can probably wait till he has a few more Marines. Looks like there's going to be no link speed either, so if NCX does choose to send SCV out, he should easily be able to outmaneuver these Zerglings. Maybe the Hyde's going to try one final attack here. Looks like that's it. Not sure what that SCV is doing. Building a bunker, it looks like. Oh, that is such a bad angle for the Zerglings. It's actually insanely difficult. Oh, they're just getting destroyed right now. Yeah, that's it. GG.
Yeah.
Alright, Insect's fighting back, saying, no, I'm the one who cheeses. You're not going to win that way. I'm not going down that easy.
Now we have a fight and both have their points on the scoreboard.
Alright, we're going to Ascension. 1-1, that's right. Man, intense series indeed. Alright, we're starting up here. that's embarrassing. I didn't actually start the game in time because of a bit of lag, but that's alright. Here we are now in the 12 o'clock. Yes, still in the blue. We have NCX. And the bottom right, in the pale blue, we have the hide. Now, my friends, have you heard of a little thing called... Well, hang on a second. He's not making a drone. Uh-oh.
Oh, wow.
Uh-oh, he's doing it again. And you know what? This map is a 3-player map. It has no ramp. You can't do a link-proof wall at the natural. This might make sense. This might be the way to do it. He won't expect you to do it twice in a row, right?
No, I wouldn't say. Fool me once, don't fool me twice.
That's right. I mean, is he going to do it? Well, let's see.
Yeah, even one.
I mean, what else would he be doing, right? You can't go 4 hatchery.
No.
Alright, well, we'll see what NCX does here. You can link-proof all the main quite easily. But unless he's going for some kind of gas play, I wouldn't expect that, because it's not generally favourable with Bio. Well, let's see. He's going out for the natural again, it looks like. Or he's going to build the depot here. Uh-oh. Oh, this doesn't bode well for Zerg at all. NCX might be winning already. If he just puts the barracks here, I think the game is basically over before it begins, because that is a link-tight wall and very easy to defend. But let's see. Well, that's good, because now I have time to talk about top versus bottom. You see a problem here on the minimap, people? You see how both players are blue? And thank God it's not a mirror matchup, because then we have real problems. I can't change these colours. I can only change it to yellow and yellow. That's why you always need to host your games in top versus bottom, please, for your CPL matches. Just help us casters out, please, because I don't want to have to deal with a ZVZ one day with these colours. So please, top versus bottom, not melee mode, not 1v1 mode. Has to be top versus bottom. Yeah, Memnon, well, if people stopped doing it, I wouldn't have to say the lecture. It would be a utopia where I didn't have to say this. Now, Terran did go for the wall here, getting gas right away. These things can still try and break through it. I mean, the hide has no alternative here. He has to give it a go.
And we have the first Zerglings on their way. We have gas on the halfway, and the barracks are more than halfway complete. But we do have that full wall, as you said.
Yeah. Someone in chat saying the hide ran out of time. That's why he had to 5-pull these games. I mean, was NCX's not leaving the last game a strat then? Like the 30-minute game? He like not leaving quickly is like, yes, I'll deplete his time, then he'll have to cheese. They have a weak Cartha, so... yeah, that's not really... Oh, thank God he didn't like lift that rack, so that could be bad. Which reminds me, I've got to start getting sign-ups for week 10 for my team now. Oh, this SCV sees it. He sees it. There's 8 links here, though. That's very dangerous to hit these buildings. Only one Marine's going to be out. He needs to pull for a repair. SCV's trying to get over here. They're going to get here in time. Okay, the Marine's ready to start shooting. Can't quite get connection here. It's very hard to actually make all the links go in here. It looks kind of easy, but it's not. GG. I like your little... That's the perfect reaction to that series, honestly. Yeah. That was... well, that was something.
It was over before it started, sadly.
Yes. But, I mean, props to NCX, right, for going for the link-proof wall. You've definitely got to hedge your bets against some things Zerg can do here. So, I think it's good play for sure that he plays safe, especially after it happened once in Game 2, right? So, very impressive.
Yeah.
Data says, if a 5-pull doesn't do anything, technically you did out-macro them. Alright, so we're going to go into our final series of the night. Yakub versus Killer Ace. We're just going to have a quick, I think, 5-minute break before we do that. So we'll be back soon. Don't go anywhere. Alright, hello everybody, we are back. We're going to finish off this cast of our final series, Yakub vs Killer Ace. Why wait, I say, let's just get it started. So, Notorious S.C.V won every series so far.
Clearly. Someone has practiced a bit.
That was the wrong screen. Hang on a second. There you go, we're not back on break, we are actually playing the game. Confirmed. Alright, in the top right, in the red, we have Yakub. And the bottom right, in the blue, we have Killer Ace. It's the day of Zerg. Zerg in every game. There was even a series that didn't get played that had Zerg in it. We have Yakub down here for Crimea Reaver, and the top right. Sorry, Yakub in the top right, Crimea Reaver, and down here in the bottom right, in Killer Ace for Notorious S.C.V. Yakub really wants a win here, otherwise it's going to be Tier 1 domination for Notorious S.C.V. Let's see what he can pull off.
Right. So no pressure on Yakub here.
N6 describing their team, the undead 90s rapper in a space construction vehicle. I mean, yeah, I guess that's what they went with for their team. Dude, though, the team names are, like, incredible this season, I gotta say. There's actually, I think they're actually the best we've ever had.
The funny part, we at Cattle Bruiser was actually thinking about Crimea Reaver.
Oh, really?
And then we heard Crimea Reaver sniped it before us.
That's pretty funny. Well, when you thought the early pools were over, you'd be wrong. We have a 7 pool, I think, coming up here. Or is it a 6 pool? I don't really see. But he's going to go for some early ling aggression. Ooh. Probes here, it sees it immediately. I mean, Zerg must be kind of spewing like, oh, of course I get one scouted. Now, if you're against this as Protoss, are you supposed to go for a cannon in the main, even seeing it this early? I think that's the answer is yes, because we're the pilot, right?
I actually haven't seen this kind of build. Because if you want to go more aggressive and go gate first, you build a second pylon to squeeze out those
Fries.
Second salad for more pressure. And there we go, he cancelled the pylon there.
Oh, I don't know about this though. Is he gonna have time? Well, I guess if he pulls like 6 probes, yeah, I guess it looks pretty good, huh? Yeah, okay. Oh, this probe. Don't want to lose that probe. It's very important in these situations. He's trying to micro it down, but it's not an SCV, it's a drone. You can't do it that easy. He's gonna have to get out of there. You really don't want to lose this probe right here. Oh. So
but now he sees the timing, and the cannons will go up in time. But he needs to block that ramp.
Dude, he doesn't even care. He's just going for the probe. I think the cannon's going to be finished, no problem. No! Oh, he goes down. Unfortunate. I mean, I think Protoss still has a pretty good advantage, but if you don't have the probe, there's a lot of sort of pitfalls that can happen here, I think, not knowing what Zerg is doing. Now, it looks like Yakub is just going to go for a Nexus. He's like, I don't even need a gateway. You got nothing. Someone put in chat, please, for Albino Yogurt Discord, !Discord, and get him in our Discord. Welcome, welcome. Check out CPL. It's good, plays of any level. Shaking Rust off is perfect. That sounds like the kind of player we want. There you go. There's the Discord in chat, so join up on that. Now, another probe being sent out. I think it's a great move from Yakub. Definitely want to get that intel. But I am impressed he's going straight for a Nexus here.
Yeah.
Alright. He's going to get up here. Only 6 lings have been made, and Zerg went straight back into droning. Now, try as Zerg might, I think it's still going to be very hard to even get back up an even economy, even if Protoss can't punish him at all. And now with Protoss scouting, it makes it a lot harder for Zerg, because if Protoss wants to send Zealots out, and he knows you made no additional lings, it's going to be a lot more dangerous. If Protoss is in the dark, it's just going to be completely risky to do that kind of thing. But now I think Protoss is pretty much in a winning advantage as long as he keeps his probe alive for a while. Gas getting taken at the natural, I think, to hide it from this probe.
Yeah.
Is he going to try for
like a false of security? Because now he sees, I think, the Mutas one.
Yeah, presumably you go Muta here, right? Like, what else are you doing?
Yeah.
Oh.
You already have those 2 Zerglings to block the ramp for him to go down.
He does take it out pretty quickly, actually.
And immediately start on gas, but we do have the gas up for Yakub also now.
Yes, and he will be able to get like a Corsair out long before a Mutalisk is out. So if nothing else, he'll be able to scout it. So I don't know about this. That said, you know, pulling the lever on the Lings is always an option. When they've got this wall that's actually not that narrow, I think you're supposed to sort of come over here in this area. I'm not quite sure. I'm not a Protoss player. Do you know, Finalsky? Are you supposed to sort of wall further to the left here?
No, I would say it's a bit too much of a gap. I would say personally.
So where do you put the stuff to get less of a gap? Because I can see this is a problem. It's a 2 zealot gap here at least, right?
Right.
He's a Stargate, as you'd expect in this sort of situation. And Zerg didn't actually start a lair. He got all this gas, but I don't know what his plan is here. Are we going to see a Hydra Den, I assume? What else? He does get speed here, but it's very late. If that's what he wanted to do. Probe's still looking around. Even after losing 2 probes, your cube's still dedicated to try and see what's going on. I think it makes a lot of sense when you're very far ahead. You just want to make sure your opponent's not doing anything crazy. And 60, you want at least one more set of cannons away from Nexus. Yeah, that's what I thought, right? Like, so it can sort of, yeah, like for a Hydra bus, this would be really hard, huh? NCX, why are you playing Terran with all this Protoss knowledge you're dropping on a stand?
Yes, and those cannons is a bit back though. He will snipe the pylons and the gateway and forge no problem with the Hydra range.
Well,
sure.
Turns out he's not even thinking about Hydras. He did get the lair eventually, and Carapace upgrade coming. NCX, you can pick a different race each week if you want. The only problem with random is the secrecy. You could just roll a dice at the start of the week and pick that.
We have the first Corsair moving out now for that initial scout.
Yeah, and I mean, he's going to see the lair. Presumably the spy is going to go down in a second. Oh, it's down the natural. No, that's a spore. Oh. Well, fair enough. I guess he has no Hydras. What else is he going to do here, right?
There we have the Spire on its way finally.
So he will see it here. Oh. Just flies straight through. Okay, well, Protoss knows what's going on. We'll see what his plan is from here. Zerg is stuck on only 2 base, which makes it very tough. Do you sort of go ahead with your Mutalisk and Scourge, even knowing that Protoss knows about it and Protoss went Corsair, or do you have to kind of ditch it?
We see here that he's going for a Templar Archive, so I would assume that he was thinking it was a full-on Hydra bust, so he was prepping for that storm engagement.
Yeah, and a Robo as well. I think what he's thinking here is DT drop. Because without Hydralisks, and I don't think... Well, Overlord speed is on the way, but without Hydralisks, how are you going to keep Overlords alive in your main? He's relying on Spores, but if you can just drop in, you get right past that, right? So, could be very strong here. Now, the question still remains. Is Zerg still just going to pump out the Mutalisk and Scourges? In which case, Protoss, I'm sure, can probably hold if they take a defensive posture, but it's going to be a lot harder to get out there with a shuttle and actually drop into the Zerg base.
Right. We have the detection here on the expo, and we have 3 more creep colonies coming here along the way. I think he's afraid of getting burst here with Salots. There. Sunken is coming.
Yeah.
But we do not have any detection in the main, as you said. The Dark Templar drop here would be incredibly strong.
Yeah, and I think... Oh, excuse me. Oh, I thought I was going to sneeze, but I didn't. If I sneeze, sorry, it's in people's ears, but it's probably going to happen in a minute.
We do have 4 sets of Scourge coming in the way, and we have the faster Overlord speed.
NCX, why you gotta deconstruct the system, man? Why are you an anarchist? Dude, he's gonna go with, like, you know, the foot soldiers straight in. Now, Scourge should be made, though. This could be a disaster for Protoss if he runs right into that. They're in the exact position they're going to need to be, but the Corsairs are probably going to clear the way. Yeah. Oh, well, that's one way to do it. Good job, guys. Yep. You dealt with the Scourge.
And here comes the shuttle.
Now, Mutalisks are being made, but if all these units get dropped in the main before they're done, it might not even matter. Does Protoss have cannons? Oh, they kind of do.
Yeah.
At any rate, Protoss probably won't take as much damage from the Mutalisks as these DT and Zealot will do.
We will see.
No, he
I
doesn't
would
see it
like
yet.
to see him just moving down with the Dark Templar at first and
Maybe.
not showing the Zealots here, just to try and see if we can snipe as many as possible.
I wonder if you could kill the Hive if you start with all the other units. Oh, Overlord speed is done though now, so actually this isn't as deadly as it first seemed. I mean, he's still got good damage getting those drones, but yeah, the DT not actually as impressive as it might be, especially having lost all those Corsairs to the Scourge. If you still had like 5 Corsairs right now, this would be really difficult, but now you can actually just clean this up. Why is he just standing there? Pretty well worth it for Protoss, I'd say. It wasn't that much of an investment. Did the shuttle make it out? Where is it? Did it die?
Yeah, no, it's here in the expansion.
So I still like it. He got a few drones. He disrupted mining on the precious little 2 bases. 29 probe lead. Yeah, this is pretty huge. Great job probing up here. He even got his 3rd base. Now, that said, it is kind of dicey trying to take this 3rd because he has basically no army except Corsairs. He got a few Dragoons and Templars, but I don't know. That's pretty tricky.
Right.
Well, Ling hanging around here. I mean, if Zerg realizes that this is here before these cannons are done, but I guess the window's closing already, and Zerg just taking a 3rd of their own, so you know what? I guess Protoss is going to get away with it this time. Dude, Queens and Ensnare coming up? What is happening? What is this game? And Zerg not even mining from the main now, really. He sent all this to the 3rd, but he's not re-droning. Zerg needs to get up on like 45 drones or something. That's the only way I can see this dragging out. Because Zerg's only way to win this is really to take it to split map, I think. I don't really see how else Zerg is going to do this. But without any lurkers, how is he going to hold once Protoss gets up on a big army?
Yeah, he can't move out and engage the Protoss at this moment, especially when he has those High Templars. I would like to see the High Templars more secure behind. He could actually go in and snipe if he's fast enough with a few.
Yeah, you're not wrong, but I don't think Zerg is inclined to take such a risk at this moment. Oh my god, the Corsair fleet has been remade and they're out for vengeance. There is a Queen. I don't think it actually has enough energy yet, although I question how valuable the snare is going to be when you don't really have anything to fight back. Well, there are these Hydras here. No Hydra speed seems to be the curse for today. Or is he going to see that Queen? I think he sees it. That's suspicious. You're thinking, okay, what are you doing with that? Parasites the Corsair, very annoying. What's going on, Memnon? Are you typing from the phone or something? That Parasite's pretty strong, because you can sort of see wherever they're going to go and prepare, but at the same time, it doesn't stop them from doing it. It just lets you know.
Yeah. We have the Lurker. Take 2/3 on the way on, though. So, what can the game plan be here? Is he trying to utilize the Queens just to have a good map presence and see where the Corsairs are?
I think the original idea is to ensnare the Corsairs and then hit them with a bunch of Scourge or something, because he did research ensnare, and I don't think it's that useful against the Protoss ground army. Not that it's bad, but it's still not worth the investment, I think. Theoretically, if you can broodling all the Templars, it's sort of helpful, but I don't know about that. I think it's just this one Queen with ensnare to sort of make the Corsairs less effective. That's what I suspect. And yeah, how is he going to stop the Protoss ground army? Lurker, is it finished? Did he finish it?
I think so.
Right, but they're not morphing yet. And without like 6-7 Lurkers, this kind of army is very tough to stop, especially with these Storms. Protoss only at +1, and Zerg has +2 Carapace, so I mean, going to be pretty tanky against these Zealots. But yeah, how do you deal with the Storm?
But we do have a good combination between the Zealots, the Dragoons. We have the Templars, we have 2 with full energy, and they are moving towards...
Yeah, look at this DT go to work as well.
Yeah.
Zerg's scrambling to try and defend this base, but there's really nothing to use. Storm's going down, Zealots alone just doing so much damage. I think Protoss has just macroed up such a great army here. Really impressive macro from Yakub. Given how defensively he had to start this game, he's almost max here at 14 minutes. so many Sunkens got made, but I don't think Protoss cares. You can keep the natural. I'll kill the third, and the game will go on, and he'll just have such a lead. Oh my God, Scourge! Oh dear.
We have no detection steel on the third, so that Dark Templar can clear this expansion without problem.
Looks like Protoss is thinking of going in here anyway, even despite all these Sunkens. And I mean, I think he probably can.
We had a bad rally there with the Zerglings, sadly.
Well, really impressive play there from Yakub. Killer Ace tried to seize the advantage of a cheesy opening, and it really backfired, I think. Although, he didn't do a bad job of sort of holding out as long as he did.
Right.
Really nice macro from Yakub, though, yeah. Great probe production. And getting those gateways, spending his money and all that. Really, really well done there. I love the idea of that drop. It's a shame that it didn't quite work out, but it was a good weakness that he spotted, just didn't quite capitalize in time. Alright, we're going to go into game 2. Oh, I should probably update the scores, since scores were had. There you go, 1-0 for Yakub. Alright, in the top right, in the red, we have Yakub. And in the bottom right, in the blue, it's Killer Ace. Killer Ace down 1 game, fighting for Notorious S.C.V. Yakub here, 1 map away from taking a series win for Crimea Reaver, which they sorely need. So far going down 2 games and 1 walkover in Tier 1 here. That drop was an idea from Yenta, says Yakub. Oh, that's interesting. So even before seeing that he was relying on spores, you already planned to do it? Yeah, Final Sky pointed out already that you probably want to send the DT alone first.
Yeah.
Ah, so it was a reaction, but it was sort of a prepared reaction. Well, that's interesting. It does seem very strong, but if only you kept the Corsair flock alive, if you didn't lose 2 of them to Scourge and they're there as well, I think it would have been game-ending. Alright, well, Zerg not being too crazy now. He's learned his lesson, I guess. He's going to go for a more normal-looking opening, it looks like. Or is it going to be an 9-pool? Oh boy. Okay, he's not making an Overlord. He's still thinking of making some Lings here. It is going to be 9-pool coming up. Will he get that gas? I do love 9-pool speed. Oh, he changed his mind.
Oh, we had to cancel.
Oh, because he saw the scouting probe. The Overlord saw the probe and is like, you know what, I'm probably not getting anything done here. But he put it down anyway. I'm not really sure what the difference is then. I don't know about this. I foresee problems with this, but I guess we'll get to that. At any rate, I think the cancel and then remake is not a good thing at by any means. Would have been interesting if he cancelled it and tried to throw down a hatch or something, but at the same time, the probe is coming right away. How are you going to throw down the hatch? It's going to block it. So, Zerg already in a pretty bad situation with this opening.
Yeah, I thought he was going to cancel the spawning pool to go for a more fast first to grab that.
Yeah, like why else, right?
Sure. Because he saw the direction from the probe already, yeah. So he could assume he was top right.
Dude, bad building placement abounds in this game. He's blocked his gateway here, so he can't make a very good wall now. Oh, I guess he can put it down here. So never mind what I'm saying, actually. It doesn't even matter. Actually, yeah, that makes a lot more sense. So never mind. Yeah. I don't know anything about Protoss building placement. But this spawning pool, man... There's no way this just works perfectly and you can mine properly. There's no way, right?
No, they must go around now.
He's not even using it yet. Oh, he got his gas for Ling's speed already? I didn't even see. So fast.
Wow. I missed it too then.
Yeah, right? It doesn't take long to mine 100 gas, I guess. Well, Yakub confirms the pylon should be more north anyway. Well, if you put the pylon more north, can the gate go like this? I don't think it can. Nexus goes down.
Yeah, well, is it 300 gas for 1 minute, right? So 20 seconds.
Yeah, is that right? I didn't know that. That's a lot of gas for 1 minute. That's like 3 whole queens. Keep hitting those hotkeys. Alright, well, Zerg's still only with 1 hatch. I guess he's thinking of just running in Lings here, but I mean, he's got the minerals. He probably should expand. I don't think this probe ever left the main, so I guess he doesn't actually know that Zerg is a 1 hatchery, and he is taking it kind of easy right now, not actually blocking here. If Zerg gets like 10 Lings together and hits as soon as speed is done, he might actually bust this.
Yeah, I would have liked him to
third cannon.
already be on the moving. If he were running up and be there on the front already, he would have run into the main and busted it. And he'll go. No.
The hero probes. It's just like, nope, you're not getting in. And he got a third cannon, by the way. So as soon as third cannon's finished, I mean, he's pretty secure.
Yeah, there's no way he's getting in now with those probes blocking it. We were just 5 seconds earlier with those circlings. Would have been a disaster.
Well, good job, Yaku, but did you have to give us a heart attack like that? Like, dang. It looks like he's in a pretty dominating position again, just like last game. I wouldn't be surprised if the game went a similar direction. So finally taking a second base, third probably to come up in a minute. Now, these speedlings are an asset stopping his scouting or anything. Oh, is he going to try it? He might have been able to kill that probe and run into the main, but he was hesitant and pulled back, losing a couple more lings.
Would have liked to see him try and go for that probe and run in.
Yeah, I feel like you have to try, because you've put so much effort into this, you've got to try and get something out of it. These lings on the map are going to be very strong until, like, speed and +1 is out, and then they'll be almost useless, though.
Yeah, but now we have the more tankier satellites, and there's no way he's breaking that 3 cannons.
Yeah, no way at all. Well, that is a gap in the middle. Well, hang on a minute. He could run in the middle if he really wanted to.
Yeah.
Probably wouldn't get very far, though, with 3 cannons up.
With 3 cannons, that's 1.5 Zergling for each shot.
Yikes.
So it would be costly.
I wonder how many Zerglings you actually need to break this. Set it on Stargate pretty fast.
We do have the Stargate and the Citadel of the Dune on its way.
Yeah, second gas pretty late though, unfortunately. So you're gonna have a hard time getting those Templars quickly, but if it's anything like last game, he'll just rely on the Corsairs for a while. These lings on the minimap are so distracting, because you can just see movement on the minimap, and I'm like, oh, I've got to see what's happening.
Yeah. Try and snatch that move in, but Ace is taking his third here. And that gas, its main, you can see now the...
Well, it's not as bad as I thought. I sort of imagined it would be worse than this, so whatever. Is that 4 drones? Or 5? It's only 4, right?
Yeah, it's 4.
Unfortunate. Oh my god. Oh, that one's not mining. I thought it was going some weird path. But he's not too concerned about that much gas, because all he's doing right now is 3-hatch Hydra. Pretty scary for opponents to deal with here, but with 3 cannons already up, he sort of has a head start. The Corsair is going to be out of relatively fast timing to check out what's going on in the Zerg base. Cube says that would annoy me so much I'd kill my own pool, but the Zerglings, where are they going to swim?
In a hot summer day, a pool is everything.
That's right. Well, I mean, we're here on the friggin' jungle planet, right? That's what it's called in the editor, is the jungle tile set. There's obviously Ire and the lore or whatever, but still, it must be pretty warm, right?
Yeah.
Okay, if you look at the Zealot, right, he's not wearing that much clothes. He's wearing a little bit, but he has a lot of skin showing, so I imagine it's pretty warm on Ire.
Yeah, I could imagine. And here we have the Corsair Scout. We have the Corsair in the bottom scouting that the Hydra were on their way.
Yeah, so he knows everything. Not building any additional cannons yet. I don't know if that's wise, although it seems like there's still time. Not that many Hydras are out. In fact, with speed already, he's actually just going to push him back. Or is he? +1's not finished. These Lings actually going to do a great job killing these.
I don't like that move out when he saw the group of Lings and the Hydra on its way. I would rather have seen him throw down additional cannons and just focus on the defense before the storm is ready.
And you know what? Zerg going back into droning already. I think he's already decided he's not going to bust this. Oh, don't lose that Corsair. Lings are a real asset there, though, to deal with those speed lots, because +1 wasn't finished yet. And even if it is finished, they still do a decent job.
Yeah. We have +1 melee ready for Protoss now.
Well, to be fair, it's not +1 melee, it's just +1 ground. Protoss doesn't have to split it like Zerg does. I wonder why...
And here is a Protoss. Yeah.
I wonder why Blizzard decided that, like, a single unit Hydralisks need their own separate upgrade path, because obviously they didn't have Lurkers when they made it that way. Like, were Hydras really that OP? Because that's the only unit that benefits from it besides lurkers. Which, I mean, come on, they're just like Hydralisk Plus, aren't they? With the fact they morph from them. So it's really like melee upgrade, Hydralisk upgrade, and Carapace. Those are the 3 upgrades Zerg has.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And like I said, why? Why did they decide that?
Because it's such an iconic unit for the Zergs.
It is. It is, to be fair. It's the, like, you know, the poster boy of Zerg. That's true. Here come these Corsairs looking for something. They're looking for trouble. They just wanted to make it different from the other 2 races? Okay, fair. Yeah, that's true, actually, because Terran's just got, like, infantry and mech. Protoss has armor and shields, and Zerg has Hydralisk and not Hydralisk. What do you think creep tastes like? Don't eat that.
Here we have 2 creep. We have a spore colony on its way on the 3rd, and we have the DT out on the map.
Well, you know, the spore colony on its own won't actually do the job if the Corsair just runs in and starts killing drones. Okay, the Sunken's on its way, but there's still time for some damage to go down here. Let's see what happens. And in fact, even with the Sunken colony, he can sort of sneak in, hit a drone, and run away repeatedly. Let's see, he checks it out, sees a spore. Is he still going to try and pick off a drone or 2? Looks like no. Oh, he lost a Corsair. Unfortunate. You were saying it tastes like taro? Yeah, I mean, I can sort of see it. Well, why taro ice cream? Why not just taro, like boiled taro? I can sort of see that more. Like taro mash. Blueberry.
We have a good set of gateways at Jakub's.
Yeah, he showed us some fearsome macro last game for sure. Let's see if he can do the same again. 5 Templars in production. How did he get that much gas? Oh my god.
He already have 4 out with almost 2 storms each. He's a really good spot at the moment, I would say. I would like to see him take bird here now and go more on Zealots and Dragoons and push out.
Well, presumably with that many Templars, you're going to have to merge a couple of them, because there's no way you can throw out that many storms, right? When it comes to the fight.
No, I would say you want roughly 4 or 5 for storms, but not 9, no.
This one DT, man, is doing his best. Whoa. Looks like Zerg's going to shut down this 3rd before it gets going. Although, the Protoss army is coming up here. Somehow that probe survived. Or did he? Oh no. Tragedy. Well, I guess he doesn't have to kill the army, he just has to stop the probe. We'll get out of there. You don't want to fight here.
Oh, that's a great storm.
Yeah.
Right on the ramp.
We have Overlord drop coming up for Zerg, by the way. I can sort of see it at this angle. He could load up here and sort of fly into the main, but this 3rd will sort of give some vision of that. But Zerg's in a tricky position to be aggressive at all, to be honest, because if Protoss gets out on the map and right in his natural, it's going to be hard to get across before basically he gets killed himself. And now the goons are getting out. I think as soon as Protoss sort of gets the composition up, he's going to go for an attack.
We have almost double supply here from Jakub's. I would like him to see a push from him now before those lurkers that just finished morphing now. And here we go. The first Zealots seeing the lurkers being burrowed in the entrance.
Zerg in a much stronger position than the last game, able to get the defenses up here. And even these Hydras feeling brave, maybe a bit too brave. Well...
Nice, sniping 2 High Templars.
Oh my gosh. Someone stop them! They're just killing them all! Oh my god.
That was such good trades.
It's not over yet. Okay, wow. That was a lot of High Templars. Ouch. Probably could have thrown out more storms, used them rather than lose them, you know, just to stop that. That's really strong because it really blunts Protoss' offensive potential here. And if Zerg wants to do a big drop, it'll sort of keep him back a bit more, I think. This is a tricky situation because you have to balance between sort of the natural area and this narrower area, which does need less defense. It looks like Zerg's going to come across here. Oh, the DT killed the 4th. I didn't realize it actually got any work done. Look at him go.
The hero DT.
Yeah, Zeratul. We need more different hero units, though. Can't be Zeratul every time, you know? He can't be everywhere at once. Looks like Protoss is content just to sit back and macro up on that 3rd, actually, which is surprising. Because he really does have a strong army to maybe attack.
Yeah.
And Zerg the same, going to go up to a 4th, so we might have a long game on our hands here. So many hatcheries being built right now.
Yakub is thirsting for blood and he's moving out once more. See if he can either set up and containment between the ramps here. But I do hear the Overlords is getting loaded up.
Oh, where? Oh, I see. How much stuff have they got in them, though? I don't think... Well, they've got like 10 Hydras. And a couple Lurkers. Okay, it's a bit of a squad. It could probably take out that 3rd if it's undefended, but it's not the kind of army that's going to kill the main. At the same time,
no.
Zerg does have to defend, right? This is very tricky. The Hydra stepping forward once again. Can they find any Templars? Oh, no. It looks like the Templars going to find them.
And here we go. Jacob is pushing in and he's starting to storm those Lurkers at the entrance. And he's doing favorably good with those storms.
The drop is going down, though, man. That storm wrecked those zealots, by the way. The drop is going down. It will kill the 3rd. Can Protoss hold? Can Zerg hold? If Zerg can hold this attack, he might actually be winning here, taking out that 3rd and defending the Protoss army at the same time. It seems like Protoss still has enough to push in here, though. He might just kill the Zerg in exchange. Needs to get rid of those Lurkers with another storm. He's got so much energy, but not a lot of storms coming out. I'm not very pleased with Cube's army control this game, because I feel like he's had hundreds and hundreds of Templar energy, but he's super shy to throw down storms. He needs to just spam them out, especially against these Lurkers right now.
There we go. We have one more.
There we go. Still needs another one, but he's got plenty of energy. There you go. That's all the defenses there is. Now he can get in there.
He needs to go now before he can set up more Lurkers once more.
Oh, in his main.
I would just like to see him defend his expo with more production and go in with what he has.
Lurkers in the main are doing damage, by the way. The drop's been very effective, even cut off some reinforcements of Hydras, but I don't think Zerg can stop the main army. I think he's just going to get in here and kill everything. Chat, what can men do against such reckless macro? Storming the sunken, gotta do it. You gotta do it. Yeah, I don't think Zerg can stop this. Even though it's only goons left, what can Zerg really produce here? Well, a bunch of Hydras are coming back, but there's still so much energy on these Templars. A noble sacrifice. He throws down the storm with his last breath, and yeah, there's nothing he can do. What's the upgrades here for Protoss? Only 1-1, but I think it's going to be enough. +2 for Zerg.
Yeah, the range.
Those Lurkers in the main finally got taken out. Nice storm on the ramp there, shutting that down before it even starts. Zerg has this 4th, but hasn't joined up at all. Zerg actually completely out of money, whereas Jakub surprisingly banking a huge amount. GG.
There we go.
Alright, well, a nice little comeback win for Crimea Reaver to end out our cast today. They are going to take one series, but the other 2 series going to Notorious S.C.V. And so, score for Tier 1 is going to be 3, including the walkover for Notorious S.C.V, and 1 for Crimea Reaver. That's going to be it from us tonight. Thanks for joining me, Finalsky.
Thank you for having me, and I hope it was a good entertainment for the people here watching with us tonight.
Well, for sure. I mean, those games are entertaining enough, so we can hardly make it not entertaining, right?
Yeah.
I don't think there's any more CPL cast going on just after this, but I'll be hosting someone, so hang around. Support the Brood Wars scene. I'll see you guys for Match of the Week next week.